Well, as Zeb mentioned there, China's consumer prices rose to a 16-month high last month. And here to put those inflation figures into context is Chris Rynning. He's CEO of Global Business Advisors at Origo Partners. So, Chris, good morning to you. So what does it all mean? What do these inflation figures tell us?
Well, I think be it inflation increases or property increases, there is significant concern there. But I don't think we should be really concerned about a huge market correction here. Because on one hand, we have to remember that these figures that are being reported this quarter are reported on a year-on-year basis. So that means they're compared with Q1 2009, in particular in property. So that means we're comparing it with a very, very low base. And furthermore, there's a very significant difference here in China, especially in the property market, if you compare it with, for example, the asset bubbles or the property bubbles we had in the US and in Dubai, in that Chinese household debt as a percentage of GDP is at a very low 17% of GDP as compared to 96% in the US and 62% in the Eurozone. So I think this is mainly a saving financed asset value increase that can withstand a quite significant correction.
Tell us when you expect the next interest rate hike then.
I think that will come in the next couple of months. I think in the short term, the central government and the central bank will both take steps to increase the bank reserve ratio. We expect it to be increased 0.5% to 1%, as well as an increase in the interest rates. The longer-term intervention that we expect the government to put in place is to intervene on the supply side, namely starting massive, scalable, affordable housing projects, which will lead to, obviously, further fiscal stimuli, but in the short term, definitely a monetary tightening.
Now, Chris, you're talking about the government's big plans. Of course, the National People's Congress is right now mapping out a 5-year plan for the country. In terms of investment, what are the best opportunities in China over the next few years?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the Congress Party has just met, and I think the concern there has been more on the longer-term issues, not as much on the short-term issues. Remember that really what we're talking about here is structural imbalances in the economy. If we look at the urban residents, they have actually had their compounded annual growth rate of income grow faster than the compounded annual growth rate of property. So in other words, income is rising faster than property. So the urban residents are able to take advantage of this asset bubble, if you will. It's the rural residents that are prohibited from taking part of that. And where we see the investment opportunities, it's really in that first wave of opportunities in urbanization, in clean water, sustainable agriculture, in clean technologies, and in commodities, of course.
Chris Rynning of Origo Partners, we've got to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us.